All right, welcome to the weekly beginning market analysis for 18 April. What we're going to do today is go over setups for the week. Like in the group chat, I have posted that we are going out to the field for the next 2 weeks. So I will be covering more pairs than I usually do. Just something for y'all to pay attention to, be monitoring. All right, first pair we're going to go over is EJ. All right, on the daily time frame, they have issued us a sun at the second leg. Here's your first, second, right, all under this peak right here, or this wick right here, right? All these wicks have closed below, or all these candles have closed below this wick right here, the tip of this wick. So all this is valid, all this consolidation. You can see they have been, TDI has been hitting the 50 EMA down here at the RSI. I'm gonna change this. We're not gonna call this the 50 EMA. I don't want to confuse y'all with this 50 EMA and this 50 EMA, so we're gonna call this the market baseline. All right, this yellow line will now be referred to as market base, because this is simply put how the market moves. It basically corresponds with how price action is, just not as aggressive, right? So you see TDI comes up, this starts angling up, and this lets you know basically where the formation and the setups are going to reverse. So we'll be referring to this yellow line as the market baseline. So again, first leg, second leg has been consolidating for 2 weeks now, going on 3 weeks. Go to the 4-hour time frame. Again, this is all the consolidation here. Price action has come down to hit this low right here. You can see TDI is popping outside of that bottom Bollinger Band. Now we will start paying attention to this pair, right? They've already issued us a star right above the 200 when they come back up, right? We're expecting a false move week beginning back up to the high, right? You see this Asian box is, I wouldn't necessarily say blown out yet, but a lot longer than usual. Yeah, it is blown out, 55 pips. Right, so they have to come back up to retest this. What that'll look like potentially tonight is coming up to this the top of the Asian range, either which is also known as a high of the day, or back up here towards the yesterday's high line, right? So 21 pip window. So we'll go ahead and insert a rectangle here. This is where I'm expecting them to come tonight before they continue to drop. So this is again, false move week beginning, back up to this range right here in between yesterday's high and the high of the day, also known as Asian high. So we'll move on to CAD yen. So looking at this, we have a head and shoulders in the making, right? This could be considered the shoulder. They are sitting here consolidating at this low right here at this right shoulder. I'm expecting them to come back up. You see TDI is already outside of the bottom Bollinger Band. We'll go down to the 4-hour. Again, a lot of consolidation right above the 200 EMA, and TDI is bouncing up and down right above and right below that market baseline. Bollinger Bands are coming in narrower because of the consolidation, but we have our low and we have our high. We're just waiting for them to come back up and retest. We already have our pattern letting us know the trend is short. Just waiting for them to come back up and retest about here, right? So why didn't that? Oh, I picked a triangle. Get that out of here. So this is where I'm expecting them to come. False move week beginning, back up to this range before continuing to drop. All right, moving on to GC, Great Britain pound, Canadian dollar. You can see that they have formed a W right above the 800 EMA on the day time frame. TDI has popped out of the Bollinger Band and has hit the market baseline right here where price action has hit the 50 EMA. Have come back down, right? Painted a new low, come back and retested. So they've given us second leg right here. TDI is on its way to to the top Bollinger Band. It's already blown past the market baseline. So we'll go down to the 4-hour time frame. So this was the second leg that had formed that new low, right? They consolidated, came back, huge stop hunt, giving us another pattern, right? Letting us know that the trend is long, right? To come back up and retest. I'm expecting them to come. Let's do this right here. This range this week, which means it's going to be a lot of drop, right? Rising up to the to that point. Go down to the 1-hour time frame. And I did all this before we started, but I wanted y'all to see it in real time. All right, so of course we know that false move week beginning, right? We have the high of the week so far, right? We have yesterday's high right here. They could extend up to the 25 pip box, the stop hunt box that will be up here before dropping, right, to come back and retest and then take off, or they could come down to the 50 EMA and then take off. We'll see how they behave, whether they respect this high right here, that is currently set before dropping. But this is what I'm expecting them to do tonight, is come down before taking off. All right, moving on to NU. So NU, we have the zone box, right, letting us know that price action has come back and to retest zone 1. Level 1. Right, that's letting us know that there's a high possibility for them to continue down. Right, you see TDI is already at the top Bollinger Band, and they've issued us a star here, giving us a huge pattern. Go down to the 4-hour time frame. They issued us a moon, right? A lot of consolidation, and then closed or shifted to trap traders into the weekend. What we're expecting is false move week beginning again, right? So that would look like them coming back up to retest this high right here. Go down to the 1-hour time frame. So you see Asian has already given us our low, right? So what I'm expecting them to do is come back, retest the low probably rise up tonight, or come back and rise during Asian, and then retest during London, and then drop. But either way, this is where I see them going. So anywhere from here, at least down to, we'll say here. Alright, so that is where I see them going this week. Again, starting tonight with their false move week, beginning up and then dropping. Alright, GA. So GA on the day time frame has moved away, shifted away from this huge pattern here. They've issued us a moon right off this long wick, coming down. Now they've issued a moon down here. TDI is outside of the Bollinger Band. I foresee them coming down, continuing down. This is not one probably that we're going to be trading this week, just based off how aggressively that has shifted. But I do see them coming down to at least, let's do here this week. So going off the 4-hour time frame, they've issued a W here, came up towards the 50 EMA, right? So that lets us know, and they've issued us a star. TDI is blown past the market baseline, on its way to the top Bollinger Band. I'm expecting them to come up around, probably stop hunt tonight at the 50 EMA and continue down. And I'm expecting them to do that frequently this week, right? To keep hitting that 50 just like this did right here. Drop, hit the 50, drop, and continue down. All right, UF, US dollar, and the franc. So on the day time frame, we have our peak, right? They've already shifted down, pinned the 50, and now are pinning the 200 EMA. You see TDI has popped outside the bottom Bollinger Band, and it's right here at the mid-level line, this broken line right here. That's what we like to see. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and account for the ADR times 3, which is 280. You can see ADR times 3 is 175. So they've already blown past 3 levels. So now we have our peak formation. They've come down, given a second leg of our peak formation, and have come up. So for, go down to the 1-hour time frame. So for UF, I'm expecting them to come back down tonight to retest, right, before taking off. And that will go to the 4-hour. Do from here. Let's do this level right here. So directional bias is long on UF. So we'll move on to AC. So on AC, unless they come back down and retest this is gone already. I'm gonna do this in a different color. So unless they come back down, we'll do to right here. Unless they come back down to this low, to retest this low this week, this will be a no trade. But I just wanted to put that out there because this pattern right here does show long. You see TDI is already at the top Bollinger Band. They could just come down to the market baseline and then continue up. But this is where I'm expecting them to stop for the week. That is all I have. Do y'all have any questions? All right, I will keep these boxes up here, and I'll send screenshots. I won't be able to do a webinar the rest of this week. Actually, we'll be able to do one tomorrow night, but after tomorrow night, there won't be one until it'll be May, because we get back the 29th. Actually, I can do one. We can do one the 30th just to recap on.
So, no
on
guarantee
everything.
for tomorrow for me or throughout the field, but depending on the way my shift works in the MTC, I will be coming home every night, right? So I might be able to swing some type of coverage here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
So
I will look at trying to do.
So we'll do the daily market analysis, the DMAs. We'll play those by ear. I personally won't be able to do any for the next 2 weeks. I can hit it tomorrow night, and then send screenshots and updates, like mark up the charts. But I can give one on Friday that the market will be closing that day, but just to bring y'all up to speed on what happened before the weekend, on what I did say. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I covered my pairs. I'm pass it off to Nick so he can go over his. All right, bro, you're good.
All right, let me pull up my screen. You took 3 of the pairs I was going to cover. I didn't realize you were covering them as well. I was going to hit I'm glad you covered them, though. It shows we're seeing the same things on the pound New Zealand dollar, pound Australian dollar, and pound Canadian dollar. I like those a lot this week as well. So I will also be watching those pairs with him. So a lot of potential there for those 3, I think. All right, so real quick, I'm going to start with, I had learned this a couple weeks ago, I guess you could say, and I knew it before, but I guess I really wasn't paying attention. And I remember last week, right, we were talking about this consolidation in GU, right? If I had remembered this, and I've now added it to my written check down, you see how this 50 EMA has started to move up, right? If I had remembered to add that into my check down, that would have helped me create a better directional bias, I guess you could say, because I remember, if you remember correctly, we were kind of unsure with how this was going to play out. So just a little bit there, right, to help you guys, right? I remember during some continued education, it was talked about how to utilize the direction of the moving averages in conjunction with the level count at ADR times 3 to help you start to create a directional bias on the market. Okay. So we had a pretty significant rise to end the week last week. We don't really trade Thursday nights. That would have been the one Thursday night I wish I would have woke up. I'll tell you that. So we got a nice opportunity here, I think, to have a continued uptrend. Right, looking at the day chart, we have not reached, as Javon has talked about, the next zone flip area. This is where it's at. EMAs have crossed, but due to the hour chart and the way it's looking, the way it has looked over the past week, there's been a real lack of a true market maker trend. So it really creates continued uncertainty and makes it difficult to create a directional bias. However, we got a couple things that have happened already today that have helped to support the long bias. The first of which is basically just one real There's been only two shifts of the market, one here and two, right? So we still have the opportunity for a third, very good one. The RSI is already down towards the market baseline, right? So we'll see how we get to see how it behaves down around there, right? And then on the 4-hour chart, right, we are also looking for it to come down towards the market baseline and then cross back up over this red 13 EMA, right? So that's kind of where we're looking. So 15-minute chart, right? We are looking good so far. We have right now we have our 3 pushes to the low to start the day off, a nice tight Asian range, right? So if we zoom in, I'll show you these pushes actually. So the first one is here, and then the third one is here, right? So we like that they're starting to lock in lows, right? Because as they do that, it provides the opportunity it helps to reinforce our directional bias. Okay, so I'm looking to take this long, but it's not my primary pair. It's my favorite pair, so that's the only reason I'm covering it first. All right, this is my primary pair though, GJ, for at least through the night, right? So again, just like GU did, nice strong shift. It was a strong shift to the long side to end the week. So that was just the shift, right? The away from peak, from what it looks like to me. Now, granted, they did extend the low here and close below, but it is still valid because they railroad tracked on the 1-hour chart. Look at that, right? So you see they spiked the low and then also came right back up, and the bar is pretty much the exact same sizes, right? So that helps to revalidate the trade right there, and that's a formation that's applicable on all time frames. Okay. Also, they've also started to come back down out of this first level, like I would wanted to see them do to start the week off. Additionally, we have a moon on the 4-hour chart, a star on the top side. So really looking for them to come back down. And I would like to see them come back down to this bold line, right here, closer to there. That would help to validate the trade for me a little bit more because market makers like to trap around these even areas, right? There's some stupid retail strategy that has, something where you place orders around that area, I guess. That was part of the continuing learning that I did. I learned that as well. So really I would like to see that, but so far so good. A nice retest of the low, and then looking to take this long as well. EG, so day chart, right? They hit the zone flip box last week. I didn't take this trade because of the way the way they did their stop hunt. I did not like the fact that on the hour chart it looked like this. So it made me a little bit more nervous. I didn't like that it didn't all line up. Now, granted, you go down to the 15-minute chart, it's a pretty good trade.
Right at the stop hunt box.
It's actually a really good trade on the 15-minute chart. But I didn't move past the 1-hour chart because of the way it looked, and I probably should have, especially with that mean shark fin, but that is an ugly, ugly formation. And this is such a big bar, right? I wanted to stay away from it. Really wish I would have went down now that I'm re-looking at it one more time. And it is what it is. Missed money isn't lost money, and that's what really matters. Oh, well, I was going to move on to GN. I had a spiel ready for that too, but Javon's already covered it. His directional bias was the exact same as mine, actually, believe it or not. So no need to continue on there. Did you cover AU?
No.
Can't remember. Huh?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of pull it up here. I like AU long as well. I think we have, short. I'm sorry, short. Right. So we have 3 levels of rise and 3 days of rise. Peak formation in from last week. Looks like they're coming up to retest that first level here, right? I'd like to see them kind of stay below this, right, or come up and spike into it. Even better would be for them to just continue to pin this 50 EMA and never close above it. That would be even better. But we will see. Even if they spike above and close below the 50, I'm okay with that as well. 15-minute chart, right? Looking how they're starting to behave. All good so far. Initial high, initial low. Trading within the range of those initial highs and initial lows. Respecting this peak formation high here. So I got at least how would I say, a short-term bias of short, right? So this is only going to be probably last for a couple days. As you can tell on the 4-hour chart, the true trend, right, and the day chart, right? Right now we're looking, the true trend is long, but I think we have an opportunity to catch a couple days worth of shorts in here, as long as they paint the patterns that we like to see. Additionally, right, so if we come into the 4-hour chart, we look at the TDI, right, and RSI, right, has already met the market baseline. So looking for that retest, like we were talking about, for us to be able to take a short. What do you think, Javon, about that?
Yep.
You agree?
100%.
Yep. All right. Cool. Great. All right. So, like you said, we're going to look at trying to do a webinar tomorrow. The plan is to do one. I personally have some setup that's going to take a decent amount of time tomorrow. So I might or might not be available. Javon, I'm sure will be more available tomorrow, I think, than I am. And we're going to try to push out some snippets throughout the weeks we are in the field as best as we can, obviously, because sadly we're still in the Army.
Yeah, I might hear some of my soldiers in the background, but don't worry, I'll make them do push-ups afterwards.
That's very good, and they probably deserve it too.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, just stand by. We're gonna like we've said. I think we put it out in I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's in the group chat. If not, we're gonna be pushing out trades as best we can as well while in a field environment. We're both gonna have our phones. He'll have his laptop. I won't be able to have my laptop because of where I'm working. But if I get to come home and I get to come home and be home at night, I will be pushing out trades during the London session, and Mosley will definitely be awake because he has nothing better to do but be awake in the field.
Yep.
Really good opportunity, I think, here. Just no webinars, really. You got anything else for?
Nope. If you have any questions, hit us up in the group chat or hit us up in a direct message. Other than that, I will see y'all back here same time tomorrow night, 8:30 Central. Yeah, have a good night.